What's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy Game, like Will, man, back with another video, man. Listen, in this video, we're gonna be talking about Kino escalation, man. One of the best things about dating is actually physical touch because we are physical beings, right? We know how to talk verbally. Verbs are fun. Verbs are cute. Verbs are sexy. Verbs can help. They kind of like it's like peanut butter and jelly, like I'm not here to just stutter to the woman all day. Duh, 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 duh. I'm here to eventually establish some form of a relationship. If not, then then toodaloo. We could be friends. I'm okay with female friends. I'm one of the dating coaches that's okay with female friends. I'm okay with it. I'm not. I don't see nothing wrong with it. If say she has a boyfriend or say she's say she has a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like we cool. You know what I'm saying? She could be pretty and everything. Now, the problem is verbs, like I said, words and touch, there's not too big of a difference because if you're talking flirty to a woman that told you, I'm okay, I'm not interested, then you're kind of weird. So this whole video is about boundaries. It's about you having your own boundaries and it's about respecting their boundaries. Now, I want to give an example because geo game affects kino game, right? Kino escalation. Geo game has to do with your environment, right? If a chick come to your crib, she likes you, or say if you were going indirect and you told her like, hey, come over, we could be friends. We you gotta stand on what you say. That's kind of one of these type of things because, like I said, if y'all are watching Lion King and 30 minutes in, you know, it depends on your intention. Cause like if you, this is again, like I said, if I created something called pivot to direct. So if it's a chick that you think is pretty, me personally, GLW, like I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna tell her like, I'm not gonna tell her she's pretty, but I'm gonna approach in a way where it's flirty. I'm gonna approach in a way where she knows my intention. It's man to woman. It's not friend to friend. It's man to woman. You know what I'm saying? Not woman to woman, not man to. This is one man to woman to man. This is how this conversation. If you don't add that in at certain points when you first meet her, she won't know, right? How many times since middle school have you just had women around you and y'all didn't know that she didn't know that you would, smash her and you didn't know that she would smash you. It's a lot of women that in middle school I didn't know. And then when we got to high school, I figured it out. Like, oh, dang. You know what I'm saying? Because people could be right next to each other and no physical touch could be established. And not only that, it's so many women in school, you probably like one or two or three women tops that you're like, okay, these are the top three women that I'm really even giving the time of day. Because that's the type of guy I was in middle school, high school. Like yeah, I would flirt with, if that was, if it, but a lot of stuff would come to me. So I wasn't in the mind frame of like the pursuer all the time. If it was a chick that was really bad, then yeah. And I would, ironically enough, in high school, um, establish Kino pretty early. I was pretty good at it, actually. Um, I do believe there's a difference in the real world and high school. There's a difference in the real world and college. It's kind of the same with college, and college gives you a taste of how to move, how to groove. But when you're talking to these women and you're a 30-year-old man, 40-year-old man, 50-year-old man, and you're at the gym, you're at the thrift store, you're at Walmart. I was just watching a bunch of pickup videos yesterday on Instagram of guys. They walk right up to the woman, and the first thing they do when she's grabbing her chicken breast out of the freezer, they walk up behind her and they grab her hand. And she turns around 90% of the time smiling and totally sexually attracted to the guy. That's a big lesson right there. If you don't touch, you don't know. You could be sitting right there. You could be, hey girl, you know, you the sexiest girl in the world. I don't see many girls in here, but you, that'll work because you living in the moment. You saying, you expressing yourself. Raw expression and honesty is always going to hit more than just beating around the bush. But when you just touch and grab her hand, she's like, who is this mystery guy? Who is this guy that is touching me? Now, obviously, that's strange. I'm not doing that. I'm using that as an example to say, when you hesitate to do things you want to do, it masturbates the situation. Like I forgot the other word. Like it puts a stronghold on it. It doesn't work the same way as if you say you just meet a chick 5 to 15 seconds, you're teasing her. And when you're teasing her, say you're in the gym, you're like, oh, you sure I don't need to put no marshmallows on that weight? It look like you struggling, but you teasing her. First of all, tease brings up a different feeling than just saying you're cute. We all established that, right? We established that. We know that. Teasing without any physical touch, to me, is a wasted tease. To me, because pretty soon after that, you could easily tap. Because, okay, there's a difference between, like I said, I don't think I said this on camera yet. Friendly touch and romantic touch. Romantic touch lasts, it lingers longer. Friendly touch is more like a tap. It's like 1 to 2 seconds. So my whole thing is, if she's a stranger, depending on, you got to read body language, you got to read her facial expression, you got to use FEB method, facial acuity, energy, emotional acuity, body language. If a woman's feet is pointing towards you, it's signs that show you her level of attraction. So don't linger. For my advice for a random guy out here, don't linger your touch with nobody you just met. Always start off with light touches that signal that, hey, I'm being cool. You're cute. I'm flirting with you. The word flirt, my made up definition, is to flirt with something. Like to play with something. It's like flirting. Like if you flirt with something, you're not really fully interested. You're not throwing all your interest in there. Like, yo, I damn near love you. Now you could be like, no. I think when you go too direct, it kills the ability to flirt. Like I done that many times, and I'm like, yo, now that I pull back and try to have regular conversation, it's like she doesn't want that because you've already showed your hand. You've already shown that you would sleep with her. And no, you don't have to verbalize it. She just knows. It's a certain amount of pressure that you apply. It tells a woman, into her mind, it tells her an algorithm of information. If you come in like, yeah, girl, I want you so bad. I want you to be mine. I want you to come to my city and link up with me. I want to make you mine, this, that, and the third. And then how can you pull back? How? Because I don't try it and it doesn't work. But if you just talk regular and you add your 2 cents in on a topic, or you lead the conversation gently somewhere, and you say a couple things that like a couple gambits that tease her emotionally, or make her question, or make her answer to it, like, oh no, I don't like to do this. I'm more this type of girl. I like to go here. Stimulating conversation. It's the perfect place to actually like show some intent, and for her to be like, oh, I'm more open to the intent without feeling like, because you could take both paths. You could take whatever path. Like there's still times where I meet a chick and I still want to test the super direct, super this. It's a lot of times actually I like to just say shit. Like I like to experiment in the field, just say shit. Like, oh, I wonder how this beautiful woman gonna react if I tell her I want her to be my wife right now. Like I literally do stupid shit like that. But I always been like that. Just a little impulsive. Usually, my bad, YouTube. I'm a little impulsive. But long story short, that doesn't get you anywhere unless that girl. Okay, it could get you somewhere because women like that archetype. They like the stupid, risky, almost brave. Oh, you got a man? Forget that. Forget him. Forget him. He ain't nobody. They. I'm just being honest. Like, they like guys who like are brave, but also like kind of stupid. Like they're kind of like attracted to that. So when you lay it all out there like that, like yo, you so fine, you sexy girl, you could smash off of that. But the problem with that, like I said, is that there's no calibration. There's no measured success. It's all heart and gumption and honesty. Which, again, if that's you, you got to find a way to pull back in most cases because it's like being PR trained or like, it's like being media trained. Like, like y'all hear me curse on YouTube. I'm like, I could curse, but like how many times am I going to do that? Knowing that in the back of my mind, it doesn't really make sense to do it too much. Like that's the same thing with being overly honest or when you see a woman, you're just like, oh, I could do anything. Like, no, you can't. If the woman works, if you go to the gym and she works at the gym, it's different than if you meet a chick that's just lifting or working on her ass at the gym. Those are two different positions, two different weights. This woman holds more weight than this woman. Now, both women matter. So think about that. If you're an idiot, you're just doing anything. If you're smart, if you're calibrated, if you have some game, you say, oh, I'm not going to touch no woman. I'm just going to lift my weights. But if I see something I like, instead of me just cold approaching her, which is making me seem like I'm just like everybody else, act like she ain't never been cold approached before. I'm just going to start with some light teasing, some banter. Like I tell you on my conversational card, 50 to 60% humor. And see, I'm going to test receptivity. Because that's really all you should test. Does she find me attractive like I find her attractive? But here's the problem. Here's the crossroads. How do I touch if I'm just joking with her? Isn't she going to see me as a friend? Yes and no. I think the bigger problem is you should never be scared to be a woman's friend. Why would you be scared of anything? If she puts you in the friend zone and keeps you there, there's a reason she did that. See, nowadays people are like, they're trying to be allergic to the friend zone because they're scared that I'm gonna get trapped in here, right? And I understand that, and I mean, well, I don't understand. I've never been trapped in the friend zone. Any female that I grew up with that was a friend or in the neighborhood either liked me or I was able to make my like intention known, like, oh, I want you to be my girl, or whatever. And they supposed to like spread like a fucking like the Red Sea. Like other than that, you just ain't hurt. You ain't the type of guy she'll fuck with. I mean, all of this confusion about the friend zone is, I'll make a video on that eventually, but that's a waste of time. Don't even think like that. Because only a loser would think like, oh, just because I'm around her and she's seen me, that makes me less of attractive. That I've always seen that made me more more likely to sleep with her. More likely for her to be like, oh, come in your house. Like, oh, you got a nice house. Those more of those episodes, not less of them. Come to your room, sit on your bed because they trust you. I've seen more of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point? Because I think my dating experience has just been totally different than many guys. So that's why I'm making videos, because I want y'all to know that if you're in the friend zone and she's not fucking with you, it's probably because you look like a nerd. You probably got glasses. You probably do all your homework. I've never been that type of guy. Like I said, I'm one of them. I'm not slow, but I'm one of them people who just never cared. So like the category of guy I am was the type of guy that could pull. I don't know why. I don't even know why. I think they might just be physically attractive. I don't know why. But I never cared anyway. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? But I think there's a lot of guys who do care. And they're like, yo, I've never really been a woman's type. I really want to figure this out. Well, I would say for somebody who feels like they're not attractive, they might want to go a little bit more direct sometimes. And then they might want to add a little bit of physical touch in there. But it doesn't have to be romantic physical touch at first. It could be potential friend physical touch, potential friend keynote escalation. Like I said, the arm tap, the forearm tap. Girl, you a lightweight in here. You can't hang with us. Forearm touch. Get out of here. You can't hang with us. Forearm touch. Establishing some form of touch early on that doesn't make her feel like, oh my god, this guy is weird. And don't touch nobody who's working at a job. Don't go in Starbucks. Don't touch the girl. But there's times where you can do that. You know, if you're talking to her, she gets to know you on a first name basis. You know, y'all would be surprised at what can happen that doesn't happen because you don't know what you're doing. Right? Last year, I didn't even talk about physical touch. But that's really important. And then just like I said, just friend zoning a lot of women is also like, it shows them like, yo, this person has power. Right? What's the number one thing women are attracted to? Power. We're attracted to beauty. They're attracted to power. The fact that you're hanging with her, talking to her, but not touching her, like not like romanticizingly touching her, not trying to get something from her, touching her. You're lightly tapping her. You know, da, 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 da. Okay. Because in reality, like I said, you only know you wouldn't sleep with somebody, at least for me, after we've been talking for some time. I'm not saying don't just ask women to go out on dates, instant dates, whatever type of date you want to go on. Yeah, that never stops. But you should be going out on dates, but this should also be women that's just in your life in general. Are we on a date or are we just going to the movies? Well, who cares? Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Do y'all care? Because if she's like a 7 or an 8 and we're going to the movies and we're potentially friends, PF, potential friends, and I met her at the gym and we're going to the movies, who cares? Who cares? Nobody. That's my point. But if you ask her to go like it's some fucking event to the movies, now all of a sudden, I don't know. She really is being honest. She don't know. But just because someone doesn't know doesn't mean they don't like you. It doesn't mean they do like you. It means she doesn't know. That's an honest answer. In my opinion, it's an honest answer. Now, I'm not into telling guys, oh, run behind women who act like they don't know. Because in reality, if she says the words, I don't know, as a man, that's an integrity moment for you to be like, okay, well, when you figure it out, what you would do to even your your male friends. Like you'll be like, yo, like, all right, well shit, bro might not want to go. What the fuck? Go to the movies on your own then. But that does not mean that your homie wouldn't have enjoyed himself at the movies. That don't mean that that woman wouldn't have had a fun night with you. But all of this definitive, she either like me or she don't shit, that shit don't make sense. Because most women genuinely don't be knowing, they don't be knowing a lot of shit. I'm glad I went. I enjoyed myself. Face ass. That's really how they think though. And so that's I'm gonna say a couple things before we go. We 20 minutes in. Uh so the real line between friendly and sexual. Friendly territory ends when the touch communicates intent, not comfort. You can touch a woman all day and still be a nice guy if the touch is brief, functional, socially safe, easily explainable. Once touch becomes lingering, directional, or isolating, you've crossed that line. You've crossed that line of we're just friends. Touches that are still friendly safe. These don't wake sexual awareness on their own. So shoulder tap, high five. You did that. You lift that weight perfect, girl. You know what I'm saying? Fist bump. You the homie. You know that, right? You cute, but you the homie. Quick hug. All right, you have a good night. I'm about to leave the gym. Especially side hugs. Give women side hugs. What's wrong with y'all? Give 80% of women side hugs. You want them to walk away and be like, that was a fake hug. Why do you gotta always walk away and say that? Stop being stupid. Upper arm touch during laughter. Like I said, you crazy. You funny. You the funniest chick I know for real. Like guiding touch on elbow for logistics. Yo, come this way. This way. It's this way. The weight you looking for is this way. These say I'm socially relaxed, not I want you. See what I'm saying? It says something in the metaverse. Like, I'm socially relaxed, which makes you insanely irresistible and sexy, versus I want you. I want you. I'm a mummy and shit. I'm like the other guy that you just said no to. Fuck out of here. All right. The moment touch surpasses friend territory. Touch crosses into sexual romantic territory when any two of these stack. Number one, duration. More than 2 seconds. Remember, we got the 2 to 3 second rule. That's whatever. Whatever type of touch, you leading her somewhere, 2 seconds. But if your touch is like longer than 2 seconds, that's saying something else. Especially if you don't rush to remove your hand. A lingering hand changes everything. This is informational. This informational video. Number 2, location. Like I said, geo and Kino, your environment. Where are you? I mean, not my bad. This is location, as in like the place you're touching her. So these areas are not friend coded. Lower back, hip, waist, even briefly. Thigh above the knee, instant escalation. That's instant escalation. The neck, the collarbone. I used to always attack the neck in high school, man. I used to always kiss chicks on the neck because when I figured that out, man, I just went neck kissing crazy. And it worked every time. I swear, every time. That shit is still like, I haven't done it in a little bit, but that shit is like 28-0. 28-1. I think it was one time I was doing it and I didn't get to smash the chick because she had came to the crib and this whole big crazy thing had happened with her and this other girl, and then it just was like, nah. holding hands without a reason. Once you're below the ribs or above the knee, the message is clear. Number 3, pressure and stillness. A still hand beats a moving one. Gentle pressure over tapping. A calm, grounded hand says confidence. Nervous hands says apology. So you really want to get all the nerves out of your body and just have the nerve to touch her, if that makes sense. Get the jitters out, not the nerves, but have nerve, but have, I don't know what I'm saying, but just touch it. Number 4, eye contact during touch. This is huge. If you touch and hold eye contact instead of looking away, that's no longer accidental. That's intent. This alone can flip the dynamic. So this is wake up touch specifically. If by wake up, I mean activating attraction early, the cleanest escalation is hand to lower back, pause. Or hand to thigh, brief, pull away calmly. And lastly, hand hold, don't release immediately. The key is touch, pause, relax, not touch and flee. Most guys are going to touch and flee, but you don't want to do that. The invisible rule most guys miss. If she doesn't adjust away, we want to talk about the word adjust. That's one of my secret words for the calibration, right? Her adjust is going to tell you how to calibrate, meaning it's going to help you to say, all right, well, she's adjusted in a negative way after I touched her, so I'm not going to touch it. If she's adjusted in a positive way, I put my arm over her, she leaned on my chest. That's different. You put your arm on the back of her chair, and her body language is this way. You know what I'm saying? So that's more important. It speaks a different language than her having to verbalize to you, get away from me, or her having to say, I really wish you would move closer. If she doesn't adjust away, you're clear to continue. If she adjusts towards you, you're already past the friend territory. Women rarely verbally stop kino. They reposition. So you have to pay attention. Or not. Nothing's going to happen. One grounding principle. Friends touch to bond. Lovers touch to claim space. Keep that type of mindset, because how many of y'all think like that? Like, I'm touching to claim space. But because that wouldn't even fit into your dialogue of how you see yourself. A lot of guys see themselves as like, I don't know, man. Why should I touch her? You was attracted to her. You didn't need any permission to be sexually attracted to her. But all of a sudden, you need permission to touch. And I think this is it boils down to you not knowing. Like, if you go to a gym, you wouldn't touch the woman behind the kiosk, like, because she's there for a different purpose. You wouldn't touch a bodybuilder woman. She's there for a different purpose. If you're talking to a woman, and like I said, sometimes she's laughing, smiling, she's talking to you, giving you so much conversation, talking. Y'all, it was one chick in the gym last year I was talking to, I think it was 2 years ago, and she was telling me everything about her life. Everything. Like, oh, I eat this way. I'm telling her I eat healthy. She telling me she eat healthy. She talking about, like, I'm from this side of town. We're going to chill together. All type of shit. Right? But in them cases where you talk to a woman and then y'all don't ever talk again, I guarantee if you would establish some type of physical touch, things would be different. But if you just talk and then you just leave, or just even if you get a hug real quick and leave, this is a different type of, it's different for her. I believe no woman wants a guy that's scared to touch her at all. And I believe the earlier the better. Because anything that you have to adjust to mentally feels off. Because that, to say I want him to touch me is to say he's not touching me right now. Like, to make that statement means I'm already somewhere where I've not only am comfortable, but I didn't come here to be touched. So the fact that I was talking to him and he didn't do anything, and now I'm on my way home listening to Jay-Z or some shit, thinking about what I'm gonna make my kids for dinner. That's when the thought of, he was cute, but if I don't hit him up, he'll just be a memory. I might not even run into him at the gym ever again. So start thinking, do I like her or not? Is I see her as a friend or not? And that'll tell you, do I want to claim space or do I just want to bond? Usually, like I said, 80% of the time, you talk and you touch just to bond with somebody. You should. 80% of women you should friend zone. 10% to 20% you should be like, oh yeah, she looked good enough to where I'll really take her serious. That's the difference between a guy, in my opinion, who's gonna fail with women and a guy who's gonna be great with women, because you wanna be picky. The culture we grew up in told us, I wish I could fuck every girl in the world. That shit fucked me up in middle school. Because then you become horny. You become, oh damn, she do look good. This light skinned chick look good too. I did used to want two girls at once, but I didn't ever try. Now Drake making me think about trying. But what I'm trying to say is, like, you should flirt with everybody. Flirt with life. You should be cool. But you should never say, if I don't get her, I'm not gonna feel okay. You shouldn't be driven by lust. You should be driven by her personality. Her personality is like, her looks is like the fruit. It's very fruitful. Her looks, her body, all of that, that's fruitful. But her personality is the seed that you could plant and reproduce. See what I'm saying? So if you're doing it because she got a fat ass, that's why you keep getting rejected. I literally got rejected yesterday. She had that cake. I'm seeing it from when I walk out the store. I'm seeing it. I'm like, okay. I wasn't even gonna say nothing. I was just gonna go, but because the car wasn't moving fast enough, I'm like, all right, she walking this way. Let me just go ahead and, not even realizing I was consumed by lust. You consumed by lust, it's something you can't trust. But when you consumed by, she's attractive, let me see more. Let me see more. Because the vetting starts right there if you take this approach. But the vetting has to start on a date that you'll never get on if you take the other approach. Yeah, she got a fat ass, man. That's when you thinking about not only you, but what other people are going to think about what you got. Oh yeah, man, I bring her to the cookout. They gonna be like, nah, man, don't even fall into that. You watch too much porn. She got 2 baby daddies. Leave her alone. I'm not saying that I wouldn't smash her just because she got that.